go in here and boom, kabloom. Good morning, guys. Welcome back, everyone. It is Friday, November 18th. Let me move my microphone away a little further. I feel like I'm yelling into it. And it is almost 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a little bit late here. I apologize, but look at the stocks and look at the screener here on the bottom left. You will see absolutely nothing moving. So it's like if I ran to the beach with a surfboard and I was ready to surf, and it is a lake. It's a lake out there. So we had a boat drive by and create a ripple, and that ripple is Pxmd. But it doesn't look so interesting, just like I wouldn't jump into the water and try to surf that ripple the boat made. I don't think I'm going to trade Pxmd. It doesn't look so good. It did pop up really quickly, 70-80%. That's actually really nice, but it didn't hold any of that, and it's trending below VWAP. And typically, I don't look at tickers once they give back over 25% and they're below VWAP. So in a normal market, this would be a no trade at the moment, but who knows? Maybe we'll get a little bit more action. ISEE looks like another ripple. That doesn't look so interesting. But hey, they popped up, so maybe there's something there. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Part of me is somewhat optimistic, and the other part of me is just like, when are we going to get something? So for now, I'm just going to be patient, and we will do a little bit of news so we know what's going on in the world. But in general, it doesn't seem the most interesting pre-market. I also want to review a little bit about some decisions I made going forward for at least a week or two, probably 2 weeks, just to kind of see how I feel about it. And I was talking about this a little bit here and there, but I just want to kind of make it very front and center. So I want to keep day trading exactly like I'm doing. I think my strategy pretty much has proven itself at this point. My statistics speak for themselves. So everything is looking really, really good. Let me wait for this to load. Obviously, I'm loading a bunch of pages right now. I think I just crashed the internet, but I want to keep doing exactly what I'm doing. Small cap, Momo. It doesn't have to be small cap. It just needs to be front side momentum. I want to trade the best ticker that's currently trading. If it's a small cap or a large cap, keep it really simple. Has to be trending over VWAP, 9 EMA, and so on and so forth, because that is my bread and butter. That's what I'm really good at, and that's what I nail. Now, second part to that, I want to also do more swing trading. And I remember, I think John was asking me yesterday, like, is swing trading even profitable for you? And that was a really valid question. It is profitable. I'm only up 19,000, but it's never been a priority of mine. Really, the day trading is a priority of mine. And I think this is the market where you really want to start sizing into some of your swing trades, and there's just insane amount of opportunities. So what I want to be doing, and actually, here's the big problem. If I'm day trading, I also often trip over myself with my swing trading. So how do I avoid that? Well, what I'm going to be doing is, and let me pull up another one, duplicate this. My portfolio is literally portfolio number 8. So I'm just going to go to portfolio 8 here in the URL bar and open this and then hide the nominal P&L. So look at this. We were up at 31. Then the bear market came, 2022, and we were swing trading some tickers all the way down. Now, remember, this is only closing. This is when we close a trade. So please do not forget that. You might be wondering what is going on here. So we had some really, really good wins, and then whack, what happened? Yeah, the bear market came by. We held a few tickers too long, and we really got whacked heavy. Now the bull market, or not the bull market, but now we're bottoming out, and I've been doing some really nice range trading bottom bounces. So this is the difference between the two portfolios. This one was going really smooth, and then I just didn't really have risk management yet for my swing trading. That's always been a really tough thing for me with my swing trading, because it was pretty much like basically an investment in a way. Like, let's just hold this one, and kind of hold and hope was my strategy. And you could see there was no good risk management there. However, with my day trading, it's way, 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 way more consistent. There is no hold and hope. There is only, let's get aggressive. Let's trade that front side. And I've been focusing more on front side more than anything else. I don't really trade the range. I don't trade the back side. I made that switch a couple months back. But right around here, you know, the market's been so slow. So I've actually been making, again, most of my money from swing trading. So I do like the fact of having these two portfolios. Now, the problem is I often trip over myself where I'm in a day trade and then I try to do some swing trading. And then sometimes I'm like, am I swing trading or am I day trading right now? I don't know what I'm doing. And I want to get away from that. I want to always know very clearly what I'm doing. For example, yesterday, very frustrating here on coin. I wanted to swing trade coin. That was my priority. And I wanted to enter somewhere in this area, but it never happened. Then it bounced up. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to start day trading it. And then I actually ended up, you know, getting red on it. And then I was like, oh, if I just, you know, bought my swing trade, I would have been green on it. So it's like this really annoying kind of like limbo phase between the two worlds of day trading and swing trading. So what I used to do is I used to separate the portfolios, like have one portfolio for swing trading, one portfolio for day trading. And what I want to do I want to do something like that again. But this time I actually want to do only spot trading is for my day trading. So if I'm day trading, I'm spot trading, period. And if I am swing trading, I'm options trading. So if you see me enter an options trade, it's going to be a swing trade. Now, if I enter an options swing trade and it just so happens to move up 40, 50, 60%, which is realistic with options because especially how volatile things have been, I'm probably going to close that and it's going to look like a day trade. But ultimately, I'm looking for those bigger moves. I'm looking for moves over like 30%, over 40%. And then ideally, you know, even bigger moves, maybe 1, 2, 300% if it's like, you know, overnight and we're looking to hold that multi-day front side rally or something like that. So now I hope that makes sense. I'll always be. And another reason I want to do options is, well, one, it really separates it. And doing options quickly, like as quick as I day trade the spot, I've noticed is very tough. It's hard to enter and exit very quickly. There's usually massive spreads. And there's just a lot going on. So you got to go to all products, and you got to, you know, try to figure out where you're going. And then, you know, the ticker, more or less, the option is gone. You can't find it again, because you're dealing with like different time frames. You forgot what time frame it is, you forgot what strike price it is, and you can't find the options again, the right contract again. So for me, when I trade options, I noticed I'm much slower. I'm like, there's always a lag. So I feel like swing trading the options on like, let's say 2 to 3 week expirations is how I want to go about my swing trading. And then I can also pick up much more swing trades, because if I wanted to, let's say, trade, you know, swing trade coin, I would have to probably pick up like $20,000 to $40,000 worth, and that, like, I can only, you know, swing trade so much of that before my tiny Roth IRA account is basically max size. So this way I could actually allocate a lot more capital to, let's say, swing trading coin and maybe SQ and then maybe even another ticker. So it gives me the ability to potentially move a lot more capital. So hopefully that all made a little sense, and if it did, I'm always happy to hear feedback. Other than that, let me quickly check all my settings, which I probably should have done to begin with. But boom, yeah. All right, everything looks good. So hopefully that all made sense. Now let me quickly catch up with the Discord. All right, everything looked good. If you are just coming back in, or if you're just coming in right now, and you're, you know, curious how I want to go forward here with day trading and swing trading, I would rewind just like a couple minutes. I had a nice little recap just now on how I want to, tackle day trading and swing trading at the same time. I'll probably do another review at one point on this stream a little bit later on, but probably not just yet. We did actually, good news here. We did do a small trade, and I couldn't help myself. It was so good on Square yesterday. So we got back some of our losses. Square ended up holding here, and MACD started turning green. We bounced up, had a good volume. Well, okay volume. I bought this pullback pretty low and was looking for that move to VWAP, and I got it. I even got the breakout of VWAP, took some profits. It wasn't like a massive win. I didn't use big size because I was already pretty much red on the day. I was red on the day and I was stopped out for the day, but I just kind of did like that little small size trade. Sometimes I do that, and I'm allowed to do that. You know, if I'm like right on the wiggle room of being at max loss, I'll give myself like a little bit. I'm allowed to do like a small trade, and if I can inch back above green or max loss, I can keep trading, but I'm not allowed to size yet. That's the only thing. I'm only allowed to size if I'm green on the day. So I could have kept trading this without, you know, quote unquote breaking rules, but I don't know. I was like kind of done for the day, so I didn't want to overtrade either. So I just want to let you guys know I did do one last little trade there. So that was pretty fun. Now I can finally take a breather after explaining all the newest updates. Morning underground hustle. Do I think the SPY will continue today or keep going up? Well, that's a good question, and I was already thinking about that this morning myself. I really, really like that bounce we had yesterday, and I wish I was able to capitalize on it more. I mean, we were talking about this quite a bit, where we had that 9 EMA on the daily coming in with big time support. So we did bounce off of that pretty much perfectly yesterday. Yesterday we had that pullback. We found the support and bounced right back up. And today it's already going to be a gap up day as long as nothing bad happens, but it's already up 0.8%. So we're pretty much on the way back up now. And it looks like this was just a classic nice stare, but with a bit of a fake out, a little bit of a bear trap before we continued rallying up. Something that you actually see a lot with indexes and larger companies. They're a little bit more choppy than your classic small cap. So I do think we're going to go back up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we had to move over 403 and maybe into the 410s. We'll see what happens today. I mean, last Friday was pretty interesting. It's been such a slow week, so I hope we get a little bit more action. I would not be surprised if we did. Kyle saying, feels like gaps haven't meant too much these last few weeks. To be honest, I don't really focus on trading gaps so much. It's really not a priority for me. I think one thing I like, for me, I either trade front side where the 9 EMA on the 1 minute and the 5 minute is trending higher. So just pure front side, and really I look intraday on that. And that's pretty much all I really focus on. And then for swing trading, so like longer time frames, I really just look for key support and resistance zones and try to trade it in between those zones. Or if we break out with big volume, I'll just trend follow and keep riding that trend until the next big price layer, big support and resistance zone. But I usually don't focus on gaps. I know focusing on gaps is actually quite there's a lot of people that do it, and it's good to be aware of it. It's definitely good to be aware of it. I just don't personally focus on it so much myself as part of my trading strategy. For the SPY, we did have a gap that technically needed to be filled here in this area, but that would have really broke some major support here, and we would have came back to like maybe 380 or so. That could have been maybe a bearish continuation. So I'm still waiting for us to maybe even retest these zones before we capitulate again, kind of have that double dip recession that they're constantly talking about on the All In podcast and other places. By the way, guys, if you want to have a chance to win a lifetime upgrade to Trade Journal, we have a survey going on right now. What do you want from Trade Journal? There's a few questions similar to the questions I asked yesterday, but in updated form. So if you filled out yesterday's, if you fill out this one, then you'll be able to enter the raffle for that lifetime upgrade to your account. Or you can tell us to upgrade a different account from a friend or something like that. We'll select the winner via live stream on November 28th, which is Cyber Monday. So all you have to do is complete the survey to enter the raffle, and that's it. So very, very simple. I'm going to leave it up here so I don't forget, and the link to this form is at the top right, or yeah, at the top of this chat in the Discord. No, it's not in the Discord, but it's actually in the YouTube. I'll add it to the Discord under the announcements today. Look at Tobias is back buying again here. This German guy, the CEO of Shopify, he's all in on this. Let's check it out, UCL. Oh yeah, nice multi-day run there. Did they have an offering or something today? Or why? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, they're even on our scanner. Yeah, I wasn't looking at this one because it wasn't over 20% originally. It did hold this area for a bit, so we talked about it for, I think, a brief moment, but then I stopped looking at it again. UCL and Pxmd, I was looking at for a second earlier today, just not really so exciting. And then ISEE is another one we looked at very briefly. Be right back. I'm gonna run to the restroom. Although I didn't really need to share that, but now you know. What is up, gangsters? All right. I also got my leftover lunch from the kitchen. Undergrounds, I change my position every week. Dan, coin is really running. I was thinking about trading it pre-market. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Right when we went back above VWAP, right here around 7, and it's already up 1.7%. But man, that's some light volume. I don't know. Anything could push these tickers down pre-market. It's usually not my favorite time to be trading largies. Matt's wondering if I have any trades yet. Nope, no trades. Total dry day so far. Quite unusual. Well, actually, based on what we've been seeing, it's not even that unusual anymore. So today at 10 a.m. we got existing home sales coming out. I don't think that will be too significant. Yesterday the home sales didn't really matter. Next week, Thursday, half trading day, but I'll be taking Thursday most likely totally off. I'll probably also take Wednesday and Friday off just to make a nice 5-day weekend out of it. Yesterday, small red day in the markets. NASDAQ at 1111, pretty much 11,000.1. S&P at 3.9 and Dow at 33.5. Look at this, Macy's up. Yeah, winter is definitely here, Regio. Look at this. So this morning, I'm just walking, doing my normal walk, and look at this. Snow. There's snow all up in Berlin right now. Let's see, stocks continue their downtrend after the Federal Reserve officially rudely reminded everyone that the rate hikes were not over. Inflation remains unexpectedly high, St. Louis Fed President James Bullard said, and so far the Fed's rate increases have had only limited effects on observed inflation. Well, that's actually quite bearish. On the other hand, Macy's surged after lifting its forecast for the year. Its luxury items in particular are getting cleaned off the shelf. Quickly, let's go back to the trading screen. HTOO moving up. Yeah, Regio, maybe. It's actually a pretty nice breakout. Volume could be more. Quick pullback. That was about a 40% move there. 10% pullback is normal, especially on these initial pops. Where's my glove? I gotta put it back on. Four two, some serious zones. Oh, there she blows. Veteran bankruptcy pro John J. Ray III. Jesus, that guy walks into your company. I don't know. Order some freaking Dunkin' Donuts. The newly appointed FTX CEO said the collapsed crypto exchange was the worst corporate failure he's ever witnessed. Holy macaroons. And he oversaw the liquidation of Enron. Oh my man. Here's some of what Ray wrote in absolutely bonkers bankruptcy filing yesterday. I have over 40 years of legal and restructuring experience. I have been the chief restructuring officer or CEO in several of the largest corporate failures in history. I have supervised situations involving allegations of criminal activity and malfeasance. Enron. Nearly every situation in which I have been involved has been characterized by defects of some sort in internal controls, regulatory compliance, human resources, and systems integrity. Never in my career have I seen such a complete failure of corporate controls and such a complete absence of trustworthy financial information as occurred here. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see. Lack of spending controls. FTX employees submitted payment requests through a chat platform, which was approved by personalized emojis. Some corporate funds were used to buy homes and personal items for employees and advisors, according to Ray. Man, that's so frustrating when you lose all your money and then you just know these people were just buying nonsense. You know, you're paying for their Netflix subscription pretty much. Speaking of FTX employees, Ray said his team is having a hard time piecing together just who worked at the company because they couldn't find an official roster. Oh my God. Furthermore, there are no records of major business decisions made by FTX because former CEO SBF allegedly made them using auto-deleting messages. Holy macaroons. Finally, Ray really wants you to know that SBF has nothing to do with the company anymore. In his tweets and conversations with the press, SBF continued to make erratic and misleading public statements, and that he does not speak for the current iteration of FTX, according to Ray. Yikes. And guys, here Pelosi's going to step down as top Democrat in Congress. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she will not seek a leadership position in the next Congress after nearly 2 decades. She was the first woman to become Speaker in the House in 2007. And she helped pass landmark legislation such as the Wall Street Rescue Plan that has such a bad wording during the financial crisis and trillions of dollars worth of stimulus during the COVID pandemic. She plans to continue representing San Francisco in Congress. Ticketmaster was ratioed to oblivion. We already read about that. Let's see. Hundreds of Twitter employees chose not to be hardcore. During the extremely hardcore culture that Elon Musk is calling for. Well, if you want to make a company profitable, you got to first cut off the fat. So I get it. You know, it's harsh and people don't really get it, especially people that don't know anything about startups. But that's just the reality of the situation. Matt says step down before you get fired. Yeah, that could also be the case. I'll be right back. Small market pullback just now. So yesterday we wanted to enter some call options on coin, but I actually never ended up pulling the trigger, unfortunately. Would have been really good. So we have ones that expire about 4 weeks off. Yesterday they rallied about 50% from top to bottom, and then we have some that expire in 1-2 weeks, and these obviously rallied much more. 60 oh no, hold on, I didn't even get remotely in the right spot. Yeah, like 60-65%. So not terribly much more, I would say. The volume was definitely significantly more, so that's really important to point out. So let's quickly pull up another options chain. Instead of the 16th, let's do the 9th. That gives us pretty much 3 weeks. So let's go to the 9th. And actually the best way to do that is I have to do it here. There is also, I think, one more difference. So this one, the 9th, these ripped around 55%. And there is a small difference here that these are 65 strike price. So let's go to 50. And 50 is almost in the money, and they went up around 45%. So yeah, there is a difference there. So the question is, when it comes to these options, would you rather have, let's say, let me put a and having all these limit orders is also a little bit exhausting. I think what might even be better is adding some of these to our watch list. Let's see here. Move this, move this, move that, market percent, market cap. Top gainers. For now, I want to go back to current position, so it might be something I will consider doing. Anyway, for now, let's just go ahead and place a limit on this one. So we have, let's say we have the call on the ones expiring in 2 weeks. And so in terms of swing trading, this one popped up about 65% yesterday. And then we have the one, same strike price at 50, which coin is really close to. This one moved up around 45, 46%. depending on how close I actually got to that. Yeah, 45%. So a 20% difference, but you get that extra 2 weeks for the strike or 2 weeks of expiration time. So that could be quite valuable. Might even be worth the 20% if you ask me. So what we could find with Square, for example, same situation with Coin, is look for those nice pullbacks and enter our swing trade. So with Square, for example, I think we can continue that frontside momentum. Obviously, there's a little bit of divergence going on here, so you want to be careful about that. There's less and less volume, and the price is going up. But we have really big support, and we already had that initial bounce off of it. So we'll see how it holds, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we didn't hold this and actually kept on selling off. So there's kind of one risk that we didn't enter today, but we'll enter or didn't enter yesterday and potentially entering today. I think that could be a little bit more risky. So yeah, big warning sign here of the divergence going on that we're seeing across the board. So we'll see how good it goes. With Square on all products, let's see the difference here on price. So if we entered on December 2nd, we would be looking for something around let's go back here. So we have that big time resistance around 75. So I think that would probably be around the top of what I would be looking for. Something like right around here. We could be a little bit closer. Right now the price is pretty much at 70. So there is a bit of a difference here on how aggressive you'd want to get. So we have December 2nd, 9th, and if we went to 75 here, it would be 143, so much cheaper. And then the 9th is at 216. It's a bit more expensive. I don't think you'd have to buy that far out because ultimately you're looking for a pretty quick resolution in the next few days. And if that doesn't happen, you'd be stopping out anyway. So I don't think you'd need to be buying so far out. I think the 2nd is plenty. So we'll put in a buy order here for 75. We'll put this one down a little bit further to, let's say, 30 just temporarily. And then I'll move this one down here to 1. We'll confirm. So let's go ahead and look at that. So this option came down quite a bit, 75%. But if the SQ moves back to about 72 or so, we could have multiple X's returns on this one. So this is something I would be looking for. I would like a bigger pullback. You can see here on Square, what I would like to see is pullback to something below 68. 68.8 for sure, into like the 68.5 territory, and see if that can start holding. Then we could start building a swing position there. So let's go ahead I won't be using the biggest size. I think my max size will be like 6,000 because I want to be building out a little bit more experience here. So turn auto send off. So here, if I go with 10 shares, that's only 1.2 thousand position. So I could do like a 50 shares or so. That would be a pretty big size, or like at least a full size. So there's going to be a gap up day for sure. So the price will probably open around $2 or so. I'm not sure how much it's going to pull back, but I'll put a few limit orders up so we can already kind of pay attention to this one and kind of leave them here. So this would be a very small starter size. Let's go back to coin quickly and talk about this one. Still no small caps popping up, very slow. I think it's going to be interesting to see how much coin's going to pull back, if at all. With the SPY having that ability to keep crawling higher, I would actually like to enter some positions. I think we could get a nice entry on coin. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more of a pullback on this one. But anything around 48 I think would be a total win. So let's see where that would be. And we'd be looking for a move over 50. So yeah, entering yesterday would have been absolutely the way to go. I think we don't need the 16 because we're not looking to hold this one too long. So I think the 02 would be plenty. Even on square, we went with 02. So let's see what kind of pullbacks we get. Let's close this limit order for now and see where this one could be. We'd be looking for an entries around, let's just put it a little bit lower for now. Let's say around VWAP. It's going to be not a gap up, not like square. This one's gotten a lot more expensive. So before we were able to do 30, and I was planning to do 50 shares on this one, or 50 contracts. Now it's getting like way more expensive. So anything around 415 would be pretty nice. I'll probably batch it in 5, so we'll go with like 415 starter, and then maybe we'll go to like, if we break VWAP, which I mean options have a pretty big spread, so I wouldn't be surprised. There could also be a bit of a morning panic or something like that, so we have a lot of support right below. So I'll put some orders up. And we can always replace them. Like if it actually looks very bullish, then we don't need to chase. Or if it looks very bullish, then we need to chase it a little bit more, actually. So yeah, first one right around 48, and then if we dip below that a little bit, and then the last one is just really so we can adjust a little bit quicker. I'll probably go ahead and remove this. I don't think we need this one for now. So yeah, this new strategy really allows me to take a few more breaths, be a little bit more relaxed, trying to do all these things, look at the option chain and try to figure everything out, like really quick for day trading is tough. And then I hesitate, and then I'm trying to like buy myself a little bit more time, let a trade move. But I like when you're day trading, you should be cutting your losses quickly. So like twice now, I've already held trades too long because of that. With day trading, day trading just in general, I'm very, very quick. Yesterday, I did cut my losses quick enough day trading the spot price only because I was not 100% convinced about this or decided if I'm going to be swinging on the spot yet. And that, again, if you're not super clear about your strategy, you're gonna open yourself up to where you can get punched in the face by the market. And that's basically what happened to me yesterday. These chat rooms are too good. The YouTube one was blowing up a bit ago, earlier on the stream, and now the Discord's going crazy. One sec. I need to grab something again. Tom says he's a true American. I said my first U.S. purchase is going to be a 1980 F-150 and a shotgun. Is it really dead today, huh? In the communist state of New York. Oh, it's too much. You guys are too good. You guys are just ridiculous. All right, 9:06 guys, we're going to get ready here for the market open pretty soon. I guess one last reminder before the market does open is the fact that on Cyber Monday, we're having a giveaway. We're giving away a lifetime TradeJournal.co membership. We will have the raffle on November 28th, which is Cyber Monday. If you complete this survey, which is pinned in the YouTube chat, and I will also make an announcement on the Discord, and you complete this survey, you will enter the raffle. Very, very quick survey, not a lot to do. Feel free to fill it out. I would really appreciate that. We're trying to figure out exactly what we should focus on building that makes you guys happy. So your response will ultimately help you turn Trade Journal into the platform that you want it to be. In terms of, let's just close out some of these other things, and there's kind of a lot going on here. I have way too many tabs open. Starbucks is striking. A lot of this we've already talked about. This is kind of crazy. The FDA approved lab-grown chicken for the first time. This is just really, really crazy. What's no-kill meat instead of fries? So it's basically grown. Lab-grown meat's big selling point is that it produces less CO2. That's its big selling point? I would have thought it was like animal something. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, plant-based meats really don't look like it's gonna work out. Nobody really wants a plant-based burger or something. It's just, there's a plant-based burger store like really close to us, like a restaurant. I feel so bad for the owners because there's almost never anybody in there. Occasionally there's like a chicken there or something. Not to like try to sound sexist or anything, but it's just like, that's always the case. I'll look in there and there's like this lone girl in there eating, and I'm like, oh boy. That store's not going to be there much longer. And it's crazy because in Berlin, the restaurants are always full. Like on my street, there's a restaurant back to back to back to back. They're all full. And this place is like a ghost town. Ooh. It would definitely make me nervous if I was a BYND shareholder. Although with that 40% short interest, BYND, all those dead cat bounces, they're just popping like crazy. So yeah, the trial was held for the men who shot down the plane, killing 290. This is just so tragic. That freaks me out every time I read it. 24 members of its staff for improperly hijacking user accounts. Wow, that is reckless. U.S. rents grew in October at the slowest pace in 18 months. That's kind of good, I guess. Declining sperm counts. Have you guys heard about that? A looming crisis. I hear if you go on a carnivore diet, your sperm count goes way up. So keep that in mind. Carnivore diet. So you're eating pretty much meat and eggs and animal products. A lot of, you know what would be a good news? A good meme? Nancy Pelosi steps down as head trader. I think that's what I'm going to make as a meme. Copy image. I just need to remember. Steps down as head house trader. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. Okay. All the crypto stuff, Bitcoin really struggling, Ethereum. We'll see. Today I'm just kind of flying through these things a bit more. Oh my god, this is good. Her home office. Oh, too good. $9.11. I forgot to drink a coffee. Oh my god. I'm really shocked that the SQ calls didn't go up much more yesterday. Well, let's actually look at this for a second here. Yesterday it did go up a bit. I mean, Thursday went down to 12 was the low. We only popped up 50, okay, 50%. Okay, it's more than it looks like, I guess I should say. I'm just gonna move everything down just to be ready to go for the market open. It really doesn't look like we're gonna do much day trading today unless something really picks up at one point. But at the moment, I mean, it's pretty much as dead out there as it can get. So I'm not too interested. I'm gonna quickly put some socks on. I'll be right back. I don't know why I keep saying what I'm gonna do. It's not like it matters. So we got another 8 minutes here before the market opens, 8.5. We were just talking about where everyone's from, or where everyone's, thinking about potentially moving to, even in America. So feel free to drop your state or your ideal state or your ideal town or whatnot. Love to hear. I was living in Florida, Vero Beach, for most of my life. That's where I grew up. And then I went to New York City for a couple years. And I often go to Utah because I got family there now. And I got family in California, so I spent some time there. But that's about mine. Matt's Florida, St. Pete. There we go. I see it. It's 50 here in St. Pete. Fort Worth, Texas. There we go. That's a nice one. I was thinking about moving to Texas for like 3 months 2 years ago. How weird is that? We're at the point where had like a list of houses already selected on Zillow. We were a little bit all over the place though. We weren't even fully decided where in Texas. We had a few places around the Gulf, a few places more inland, so it was a bit all over the place. Texas is good. Texas, cheap Texas. Propane, that response reminded me of like the meme where it's like, I'm a simple man. I see boobies and I click like. Florida homes are pricey. Florida homes are pricey. Especially in the south of Florida. The North Florida is pretty freaking redneck and cheap, honestly. Depending. I mean, if you're like, I don't know, in There's also nice places like St. Augustine or something that's nice. But 5 more minutes till the market opens. I think if Bitcoin Square rip up, I don't think I'm going to be chasing. I'd rather see any sort of pullbacks closer to 48 or so, and then I'd like to get aggressive. I don't really see myself getting too aggressive otherwise. Another 4 minutes here before the market opens. Coin ripping up again. We got another 2.5 minutes here before the market opens. Coinbase probably going to be opening high, gap up at the minimum. So we closed yesterday. I think this was the last tick here at 441. It should open at like maybe 460 or so. If this gap continues, I would have to pull up the options chain here. I still got a lot to learn. At this point, now it's open. Should open lower than yesterday. I'll keep an eye out for a top gainer. I would like to do some day trading today. I might trade a large cap. The options are for swing trading. In the beginning of this video, if anyone's curious on my overall strategy with swing trading, day trading, combining the two, check out the beginning of this video, and that's where I break down my latest updates on all my strategies. All right, guys, 40 seconds. Good luck, everyone. Remember to cut those losses quick. Cut them quick. Oh, man. It is freezing up in here. It's also getting dark already again. Man, that's like depressing. I can really go for some skiing right now. I would love to be on the slopes. All right, guys. Focus time, 15 seconds. SPY is gapping up today, big gap up to 8.8%. Coinbase pulling down. Pxmd moving up here. That's what we like to see. This is what we were waiting for. Really nice. Big resistance though around 2.5. Let's see how well it performs here in this area. So far holding nicely. Big 5-minute breakout there. Possible break here. Nice. There's that break. Possible entry on the retest. Got a small size entry here. Looking for a little bit of a continuation. Let's see what we get. Stopping out, possible re-entry. Re-entry at 48. Looking for that move higher. Buying here at 2.5. Looking for this to get chipped out. Looking for that break over 2.5 again. Stopped out. Looking for another break over 2.5. Strong. Jumping in. A little bit sloppy on my end. Kind of getting thrown around here a little bit. Looking for that break over 1.5 this time. We're actually holding pretty okay. There's that move. Let's see it. It's still very weak. It's too weak. Stopping out again. Too weak for me. Could be good. Maybe it'll come back. Let's go back to Square, which had a really nice rebound. And we'll go back to Coin here. Let's go back to Pxmd. I'm a little disappointed with Pxmd. I thought we were going to move a little bit nicer. Kind of gave back twice there, but I've kept using small size. I don't trust this one yet, so I can't size up if I'm not green on the day. It's that simple. So doing very, very small size. I want to be doing 15, 20,000. I'm doing 2,000 right now because I have no flow yet and I'm not allowed to trade higher. Wow, coin had a huge sell-off. First call on coin entered, and looking to enter the next one on Square soon here. In the meantime, let's go back to Pxmd. Small sizes on my swing trades though, for now. Pxmd is tough. I kept trying to get a little bit more aggressive on this one, but it's really, really tough. It's a nice morning panic here we're seeing on the largies. Pxmd is tough. I might have missed my entry on Pxmd on Square. I'm not in love with Pxmd, otherwise I would be way more focused on it. I'm looking for one more pullback on Square, actually. That'd be ideal. Boom, we got it. Perfect. Until I see a really good ticker, I'll be a little bit more focused on my entries to my swings. Pxmd holding here. It's actually not too bad. It's tough. Such a ugly setup though. No, actually. No, yeah, I did. I got Pxmd. I had a few small trades on this one at the open, but I hesitated a little bit and then I bought a little too high, then cut my losses. Very small trades, but nothing great at the moment. Kind of slow and unfulfilling at the moment. Pxmd trying for this breakout here. I'm not convinced. It kind of feels like it might be a fake out breakout. It's a bit of a weird setup. It's just a choppy ticker overall. Trying for that flat top over 1.6. I'm not fully convinced. Slowly ordering my limits. I could do about 50 on Square. In case we get bigger sell-off, I'll just move this one lower. Yeah, Pxmd had a fake out breakout there. Tom says Pxmd is a chop fest. Yeah, it's not very nice. Markets are green. Although we are getting a little bit of a morning panic. Totally fine. We did kind of have a really strong move here. We had a 2.2% move on the SPY, pretty much nonstop. Now we're having that classic pullback. I do think we could see a move over 400 and then into the 403s and north of that. If we don't and we start kind of grinding down here, I don't really like a double bottom. I don't think that can be very good, so I'd be very careful. I probably would stop out of any positions at that point. Right now, coin is definitely in a downwards trend. Maybe the SPY is also in a downwards trend, but it could start finding support. Again, look at the daily here. Really big amount of support right off this 94 zone, 394, 395 more or less. And so we still have some ways to go down to find that support. So technically, if you're looking for those gap fills, you know, we have a little bit further ways to go down, maybe another dollar. Otherwise, I do think we're going to potentially keep holding and trending up. There we go. SPY finding some support. Pxmd back at it again, but I don't really have confidence in this ticker. There's a break of 2.6 on Pxmd. I'm gonna turn my light on. It's already getting pretty dark. Should I make a little espresso, or would that be like cray? Would that be too crazy? Espresso on a Friday? Whew. Regio says, espresso every day. Get a flat white. I love flat whites. They're very close to cortados. That's usually my go-to at a coffee shop. I don't want to sound snobby, but you know, you drink a cortado and you're gonna be like, Those other coffees, like I usually don't drink a full coffee just because like I feel like it's always cold and undrinkable by the time I get like a little over halfway. Maybe if I had like a cup that kept it warm or something. I do like the fact of like sipping on something. That is nice. Getting some bounces on Square and coin. I'm going to keep those extra potential sizes open. See if square holds or keeps selling off here. So for me, so far I'm down. Oops, these are finally swing trades. Now things get a little bit more organized. This is what we've been waiting to do. So I'm down $99 today. Maybe we'll get a little bit more excitement at one point. So swing trades slightly green at the moment, but again, not really worth talking about. Hopefully coin and square keep going down a little bit, and I could get some more fills at better prices, and then I could see if we could have maybe a late day rally or overnight. Most likely I'll go into the weekend. Well, Pxmd is all over the place, guys. Ticker is stressful. All right, guys, I will be right back. Give me 3 minutes or so, maybe 5 or 4. No, 4 minutes should be good. I'll leave the SPY up. There we go. I was just about to say I should have been entered. Entered square and coin. Square I entered at 128. Is that true? That's unusual. And I brought a espresso and chocolate, although I pretty much finished the chocolate on the way to the office. UCL being called out. UCL is definitely in play. It's a very choppy ticker and it's pretty high. It's almost a blue sky setup in a way, but if you zoom out, there's a lot of resistance here. Maybe it could run to like 3. Let's keep watching this one. We had a really big support zone here. I'm going to do a very small size on this one. I want to be very careful with this ticker. It's a little flushy, but it actually ends up holding very well. Stop at 70, hard stop. Really don't want to give this ticker too many chances. That was a big sell candle right there. I'm out. Woo! Tiny size. Tiny size. Not worth it. That's why I'm doing such small size today. It's a little unfortunate. There was really potential there. So far it's a red day for day trading. I am down. I'm unfortunately down $209 right now. I don't see any opportunities to get back in the green, but I'm going to keep watching. It's still, technically it's still young. We might have another 30, 45 minutes, so we'll see what happens. UCL, big sell-off there. So far we traded UCL and Pxmd. Maybe the SPY is going to turn around. Actually, literally as I say that, find some really good support. And it's around 39.55 like we were talking about. This could actually be a reversal. Thanks, Omar. Yeah, Omar was just saying nice work on UCL. Yeah, I was worried about this one too, so I put a pretty hard stop on this. Unfortunately, I still got bottom ticked on that, which was a little bit annoying. So I put a stop much higher. Let's see if I can even see that. So I had a stop at, I'm not sure if it's going to tell me where my stop was. I had a stop here at 2.7. I got filled at 2.66. Remember, a stop triggers a market order, so not amazing. But I was worried that this ticker, I was hoping it would recover like it did over here and keep running up. That was my game plan, obviously. Now, I put a stop here at 270 thinking, you know, it's a sketchy market, sketchy ticker, blah, blah, blah. So maybe it's going to flush. So I wanted to have my stop ready to go. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. INDI being called out. The gold INDI. You know what? I can't deny that it's, you know, this is a really nice front side. My problem is the volume for market open ticker. This is really low. Daily has insane overhead resistance. Those are the two things, honestly. Everything else actually looks fine. The daily and the volume is really just not there for me. I wish it was. I wish it was, honestly. ARDX stuck below some resistance here. This is a very choppy and flushy ticker. I'd be very careful. Maybe it's going to break here at 193. If it does break, I would definitely not keep on trading it. I would take my profits. Volume's a bit nicer, but could be more. Triad's out. Tom, not Triad. Yeah, I feel you, man. It's really not super exciting. Oh, YTRA. Yeah. Honestly, guys, I kind of feel like we're you know, wading through the mud at this point, trying to find something worth trading, and none of these really look that interesting to me. Matt's saying coin accumulation day. Maybe bottoms here on the daily for the rub this afternoon. Could be. It's hard to say. Like, I'm looking for an afternoon rally. We could still have an afternoon sell-off. I don't know. I do know that the SPY, though, has that potential for crawling higher here. But right now we broke that former 4 hours. So this is actually a pretty bad sign. So if we, keep selling off here, this could be pretty ugly. So that's probably the ugliest thing we're seeing at the moment. I don't know. It's going to be hard to say. I'm looking for that few more days of continuation before we actually end up really flushing down. I think in this area, there's going to be euphoria. Momentarily, there's going to be people that, think the market has turned, and that's probably a good time to get out. But at the same time, this is really top heavy zone. So maybe we're actually going to have a big capitulation here. Anything's possible. I want to be very careful. So I'm trying to limit my exposure overall. I am doing some options for my swing trades. But I did put them out a little bit further to like 2-3 weeks, depending, actually like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Giving myself a little bit more time, and we'll see. But even like with Square, for example, we had that we're on a nice front side right now, but there is divergence in the air. So, price is going up, but volume's going down. You want to be careful. Yesterday was a nice bounce. Today we could be a dead cat bounce, and maybe we're going to keep selling off. So I wouldn't be surprised. Just got to manage your risk, and that's basically what I'm doing by using smaller size on my options. And other than that, patience. So we'll see what we get. Maybe it's going to be a little bit more choppy. I have no idea. You never really know. But for, day trading today, man, it's a freaking snooze fest for day trading, unfortunately. We only had one decent day trading day, and I think that was Wednesday, where I was able to walk away with $700 profit, but then I kind of messed up day trading options a little bit, and then I gave it that back. So hopefully we get some more day trading days, because I would love to start sizing again and just getting more aggressive with the day trading. And I feel like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen soon, and the reason I feel like that is just because it's been a little bit slow, but a lot of the large caps and whatnot are kind of starting to bottom out, and the SPY might just continue a little bit of a upwards trend here. And if the SPY continues that upwards trend for a few days, maybe the small caps are gonna bounce a little bit and have a few days of rallying. I don't know. We'll see. It's super hard to say. SPY, SQ actually selling off quite aggressively. So that's not a good sign, but maybe there's going to be a recovery. Who knows? Coin also having its, morning dip, but, it's still on a backside. So there's no sign necessarily for a reversal. There is the overall MACD kind of slowing down here, so that could be a bullish sign. But right now it's still pulling back. So over the next few days, we'll see if we find support here. My goal is for a little bit more of a channel to start forming and before we do have more bottom. But anything's possible. We could start seeing a move below 44 and then some new depths. So that's also another option. And that's why I'm not sizing into any of these. So another way I could have traded coin and Square and everything else is I could have done my normal spot trading for the swing trading. I could have maybe sized in 30,000 on coin, another 30,000 on Square, or something like that, let's say. The problem is, let's say the price does go down for a very long time. We now have just like big positions, big bags holding, while the options will either I'll close them or they'll expire. I'll lose the premium I paid, and then we could re-enter, but it won't be as big of a loss as holding the spot price. SATX, let's go to this one being called out. Whoa, look at that rally, huh? Really found support around the below $10 and then just ripped on up. Very crazy. $69.51 right now. It got halted. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I was not looking at SATX. Not like a standard ticker that I would be trading, but kind of interesting. I think with Square, it's looking very suspicious because of the pullback was much stronger than anticipated. Coin's not really selling off that much. I mean, still selling off quite a bit. Luckily, we had an okay entry. SPY finally touched that key support zone we were looking for, so we'll see what kind of support we find on this. This is going to be a major deciding factor. For me, I think Square is actually looking the least healthy at this point. Just because it does look like it is still breaking down. And if you go to the 5-minute, yesterday we found a lot of support. We even had some decent buyers, but today we're just kind of like breaking through all that zone. We're going to probably have a double bounce around 66 or so. And then we'll see, how it goes from there. But at the moment, it looks like it's kind of cracking that. So I'm not super, super bullish at this point. So yeah, the Square options are probably the worst ones. For me, I'm down. I think I bought in the 30s or the 40s even. So yeah, we're down like 35% on those. You can see how quick options go for sure. So that's why you want to give yourself a little bit more expiration room. But yeah, Square was definitely the biggest pullback for sure. Small size, that's all I got to say. Small size. That's always the best thing you can do. Until you're green, you're not allowed to size. It's that simple. Any small caps I'm missing right now? SPY had a really nice bounce. I'll probably give it another 10 minutes or so, and then I think I'll call it maybe 15 minutes, hoping we get a little bit more action. Nice. Lance up 3 times daily goal. There we go. That's really good for today. Today has been one of those severe snooze days for small cap trading. This week for me has ultimately been a red week. Not like big red week, but just no real good opportunities to make a lot of profit. I think Wednesday was really the best day. Unfortunately, I did give back so much of my profits, and then Thursday was actually some good opportunities on coin, but somehow I just totally butchered my trading. So, and that was pretty much all the opportunities. So Square by far was the biggest capitulation. We bought 40 and 39. And then we bought again. Let's go here just for reference at 28. So crazy the sell-off. Square had down about 30%. And then from our entry, about 20% on those. We are long probably an average. Did we get an average price here? Square, let's see, average price, trade price, 35.67. So $3,000. My full size, I'm looking for around $6,000, and then hopefully from there, once we start figuring it out, I want to be able to get to $10,000 by the end of the year as average size. So average size, I want right now is my goal is to have around 6,000 by the end of the year. I'd like to get it to around 10,000, but right now on Square, I'm only doing 3,000 size, so half size. Got to prove that I can size. That's always the most important thing. So right now on the day, I'm down 209 with day trading. Still looking to see if we can find some more opportunities, but at the moment it seems a little dry. Nice work, Lance. Freaking solid. To be honest, SATX, whoops, was really not something that excited me too much, but man, this thing is halting up and going crazy. Congrats to anyone that's trading SATX. Really is not my go-to kind of ticker. Can't really choose too much in this market. You kind of have to trade what's available. Let's go to the ticker that I did trade today, Pxmd. Just kind of look at this one, see how it turned out. I'm down $99 on Pxmd. I think from my first trade on this ticker, I knew things were not looking so good. It was kind of like right away, I was like, oh, I'm tripping over myself. And then I cut my losses. And then I re-entered when it actually looked good. But then we didn't get that breakthrough to 5. And then I kind of stopped trading it, thinking it's a little bit sketchy here in this area. I didn't want to get caught into like, you know, multiple flush into a halt, which we've been seeing in this market. So I kind of just closed it. But maybe there was a few more opportunities. It just, either way, it wasn't really a good ticker. I actually did trade one more ticker here, UCL. This ticker had some opportunity. I came in a little bit late. The best trade would have been the break of VWAP, but I wasn't looking at UCL at the time. I went for that first initial pullback. Unfortunately, it ended up being a really big flush. Set a stop, but it didn't execute right away. So I took almost a 4% loser on this one, 3.97% loser. So that's fine. I just used really small size because I wasn't green, and if I'm not green, I'm not a lot of size. So I feel like a broken record player, but it's that simple. It's all about risk management, guys. If you want to be a successful trader, full-time trader, you just gotta have risk management. You cannot afford to hold on to any bags or anything like that. So that's why I put that stop in place. Usually, I don't use hard stops like I did on UCL. But these tickers are a little bit sketchy. They'll flush, and I figured, you know what? I'm going to let a market order take over if we drop below 2.7. That's what happened. By the way, guys, we only have, I don't want to say only is a bad thing because I'm really happy for every submission. We only got 5 submissions so far on the what do you want from Trade Journal. You have a chance right now to win a lifetime upgraded account on tradejournal.co for Cyber Monday. On the stream, November 28th, we will be selecting a winner. So by completing this 8-question survey, you will have an entry into the raffle. So check it out. And I think, I don't know this yet, it's not fully my decision, but we might have second round prizes as well. So check out this survey, very quick to fill out and get in that raffle. We still have a few more trading days, so it will be on the 28th again. So right before the end of the month on Cyber Monday. I will see you guys there, and we will do the raffle on the stream. The link is either in the Discord in the announcement section, or it is at the pinned comment at the top of a YouTube. SPY looks like it's trying to bounce here a little bit, but to be honest, guys, I'm not fully convinced yet. I would really need to see this ticker, this index above VWAP, and I'm not really sure it's going to happen today. I do think that I did think we were going to see a lot of support here at 394. I didn't think it would be this perfect of a support line bounce, but look at that. Very nice bounce. So let's see if support holds here. Again, I could see it easily doing a double bottom or breaking. Not convinced. So you want to give yourself a little bit bigger of a time frame. We'll see how it goes. Oh boy, Dot's calling out DWAC. Oh my lord. Oh, he's not wrong. He is not wrong. Maybe I'll have to call it before I do something silly. So far, my stats on the day, I'm down $210. I'm pretty much red. I am red on every trade. How embarrassing. But look at this share size, $3.8 thousand average position cost. So I just, didn't feel comfortable sizing up. And I think that was the best thing I did today, just, reducing my risk. Overall, it was a pretty red week for me so far. If we just go to my calendar, but you guys could even see that with my running stats here. I mean, look at this. Red, 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 red. So many red days in a row. It's a little unusual I have this many back-to-back red days. It looks horrible. So 300, 400. This puts us to 1,000. We're down like 1,200. 1,200 on the week. Which, for the fact that I had 4 red days, I'm not too worried about it. We can make that back in one trading session. So it doesn't really bother me. But it's still not exactly exciting when you have 4 red days in a row. So especially when one of them could have been almost $1,000 green day. I just didn't take my profits. I don't know why I'm not taking my profits in this slow market. I'm not sure, Regio, if you're talking to me or not. Wesam is saying, do you use level 2? Yeah, I use level 2 rigorously. If you want to see a video actually where I talk about level 2 quite in detail, I would check out, let me pull it up. I think this video is going to be really helpful. So we have a video right here. It's only 13 minutes long. It's how I use the level 2. So look for this one thing, how I use the order book to maximize profits. This is really, really big. And another video that shows how I practice is this backtesting video. This one's a little bit longer, but it shows exactly how I backtest. And I think it could be a really, really insightful video. Gotten good feedback on it. But again, if you want to see how I use the level 2, it's this one. Slow, guys. Slow, slow, slow. DWAC still crawling up. I don't know, maybe I'll call it here. I think the SPY might break down any second. The SPY is looking pretty hairy right here. This is actually one of my favorite short patterns that we're looking at. We're looking at it again, an ascending channel. We've been seeing a lot of ascending channels lately. So this is the best pattern to short, in my opinion. This was my go-to short pattern. Imagine I just went in with that many shares. I'm not super loving this setup. Primarily for one reason, if this setup, if we already broke 394 and then we were setting this channel up and then we were getting ready for a second rundown, that would be much nicer than this one. But it's still a pretty good setup. If this actually ends up holding and forming a rounded bottom, we might have a really good chance for a reversal. Typically on an ascending channel like this, this would be a really good time on any sort of retest around 395 to short. Appreciate it, Regio. Thanks for letting me know. You were saying if I was up $50 on my first trade. Yeah, honestly, I'm not really trying to take $50 of profit. I want to see some continuations. It's really the scratch. It's not. The thing is, if you're taking profits that quickly, it's not worth the risk. You know, if I'm risking 100 to make 50 and I do that 100 times, and my profit, like my win ratio is 50%. My win ratio is closer to like 66%, 65% right now. Actually, this month it's a little bit lower, but on average for this portfolio, it's 67%. So I want to be looking for at least a 1-to-1 risk reward, ideally more, ideally like a 1 to 1.5 risk reward. My risk reward has been improving significantly over the last few months. So I don't want to cut my profits too soon. And that's what I was doing for like 6+ months when I first started trading. I kept taking profits too soon. That was like back in 2019 when I first started trading this portfolio. So I know it can be tempting to take those, $50 here and there, but for me personally, that is very risky because it hurts my risk reward ratio, and that's very bad for my overall strategy. So the bounce that we just saw on SPY is actually really, really strong. So if I was short right now on the SPY, I would have cut my position. And remember, I just said I would have probably taken this if we didn't have a huge support here. So if we had this same setup below big support, like we just broke big resistance and now we're really trending lower and then we formed an ascending channel, I would take that. But this is not good. This was big time support. I'm pretty sure my options here are going to start coming back just because of that big support that just came in. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed, but that was a big confirmation that there's buyers here. Yeah, Regio. I'm also not a big fan of going for home runs. So I think you're a little confused on my trade. I would never compare anything like perfectly apples to apples. We're all a little bit different. But let me just tell you right here, I was looking for a break over 2.6 and take profits in like 2.62, 2.63 pretty quickly. That's nowhere near a home run. That would have been a solid little base hit. That would have been like 3-4% profit. Maybe a bit more. So that was not at all a potential for a home run. I mean, it could have been a home run if it ripped over 2.65 and then into the 2.7, but I would have probably closed right before that. My goal is never home runs. My goal is just healthy base hits. So like between 2 and 3%. Usually for these small caps that we're trading. Very, very quick. I rarely have trades that are over 4%. SPY actually looking really healthy right now. Possible, very small size here on the SPY. $10K size on SPY. Looking for that move back above 395. This is going to be a very small profit if it is a profit, just because the SPY, this is a very slow mover. So I'm just kind of seeing here if my thought process is right on the SPY right now, because we had big support here. This is a very bullish sign. Looking for a retest of 395 and possibly a breakout over that. But again, this is tiny size, whatever happens. But hopefully this trade makes sense. So bearish pattern, big support, actually ended up holding it, bounced right back up. I would have cut my losses if I was short. So that now is triggering a long trade. I typically don't trade below VWAP, but I'm just kind of getting my feet a little bit dirty right now. I don't see anything else worth trading, and I'll probably call it here very soon. No worries, Regio. I was just trying to explain that it was a scratch trade, and I wasn't looking for a home run. So with large caps and the SPY, you really have to practice holding longer. If this was a small cap, I would have been out already, breakout or bailout. And this one, you know, you have to just be way more relaxed holding. So we're getting that move. I used a very small position size. I could have, you know, at least done like 400 or so, or I mean 40,000. But I usually never trade the SPY. I'm just trying to like see how it feels. Dave says trade contracts. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's usually what I would do on the SPY if I typically was going to trade it. Boom! There we're getting that move we were waiting for. So had a really, really nice setup. Obviously, the SPY and large caps in general just take a little bit longer to form. So if this didn't give you quick resolution on small caps, I would have been out. But, you know, with this setup, you just got to hold a little bit longer. If I was trading calls right now on the SPY, this would have been probably a pretty decent little win. But again, that's not really my focus. Looking for that break. Look at that. Look at that move. Come on, give us that last little pop. You can do it. Let's put it to 69 just for fun. Although, guys, trading is not supposed to be fun. We don't trade because it's fun. You guys think it's going to hit 69? I'm not sure if it will. Maybe it's going to break over 69, hit like 72 or 3. All right, we sold there at 395.69. Got my $16. Nothing too interesting, but I just, again, really nice setup. Thought, hey, why not go for it? Small size. Just get a little bit of, do a little play room here. I'll just import these transactions really fast so we have it. Just copy and paste. So I'm going to put this one in my day trading portfolio. That was TD Ameritrade. I'll just go ahead and add these fields. That was a front side. It was almost like a non-front side. I'm just going to put my watch list in for the day as well. It was an ascending channel, bearish, broke, but then found support off of major price level support zone and had a strong rebound. That's why we sold. That's why we entered. Would have cut or covered if short. And looked for a little extra push. Bull flag. Front side was below VWAP, so not amazing. Match by symbol. So yeah, there's this trade. There you see it. You know, we bought this pullback. Again, ascending channel failed or had continuation. This is very bearish, but then found support, bought right back up. This is very bullish. We bought that first initial pullback and looked for continuation. Very simple trade. Look at that, 0.14% P&L. So it's just like very, very small. That's why I sized up a little bit more. But again, I would have had to do like $100,000 or something. Or really, I would have had to do calls on this one. Which we've done in the past, but I don't know. I'm a little bit done trading today. I'm not really too interested, so it's more of like a shits and giggles kind of trade. Exactly, Jules. You figured it out. That's it. No, I was watching this one YouTuber yesterday, and he said something that was like so frustrating. He was like, I traded. He's like, the reason the only reason I trade or something was like because it's fun. And that, no, it was even more ridiculous. It was like really, really exhausting. Oh, it was like, he was like talking about options, and he likes to trade options purely for entertainment value. And I was like, man, this is like a real YouTuber, because he's not a trader. He just trades options because it's like really good for his channel, basically, is what he said. And I was like, oh, that is so painful to hear that. I guess that was my comment, and that's what I meant by that statement of like, we're not trading because it's fun. I mean, I love trading, trust me. Like, I think it's great. I think it's fun. But again, I'm here to really master my craft and hopefully become one of the best traders out there. So that's really my goal. Yeah, and if we could have fun doing it, great. But oh man, I got to find that video and share it with you guys. It was painful. All right, 10:43. We definitely stayed around longer than expected today. I was kind of interested, just looking around, seeing what's going on. We are down on our positions. We plan to hold these for some time coming. My square contracts are really doing quite poorly, which is a little bit more surprising than I was expecting. So again, small size, really, really important. It did sell off. I was buying here. It did sell off much more aggressively than I was expecting. But I still pulled back more. The options pulled back more than I was expecting as well. So hopefully we can get a little bit of a rebound here. Again, with square, I am looking for that last continuation up here to about 80 or so. I don't know if we're going to get it. Ideally a break of 75, but if we have a little bit of a move higher and we start stalling out, I would cut sooner. But at this point, we had a really, really light bounce here, so that's not a very good sign. So there is a good chance it's going to keep selling off here, so you got to be aware of that. All right, guys, I'm out for now. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for filling out the survey. We got 8 responses already. If you want to fill that survey out, it's pinned in the top of this chat, and it's also in the Discord in the announcement section. I really do value all those responses, and keep an eye out for that raffle, which we're going to be doing on the 28th. All right, guys, have a great weekend, everyone. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.